Okay, hello? Are we streaming? I can't tell. Hold on. Okay. I need this to be bigger. I don't know how long I've been streaming for. Hey everybody. So, this is kind of a test stream, but also might be like the end of the, the Kingdom Hearts series. Because before I continue any further, let me get away from this copyrighted music. Straight into this other copyrighted audio. I need to turn the game down for myself like a lot. If I do this, oh man, it's just nothing. I want to tell you, it's at like, on my volume mixer for myself, it's at like 1 out of 100 right now. But if the game I could play with this, it'd be so much better. But I have to use the controller. Could I actually? Ah, maybe. No, I couldn't. How could I jump? Could I program that? Not program. Could I keybind that? If there was a way to keybind jump, because what else is there? This. There's this like gaming setup that. Oh, but I could do that. God, I want to try it. No, I can't. I did not get that far. I literally haven't been playing Kingdom Hearts, if I'm honest. So just to catch everybody up, I moved, and so I've been in the process of moving. I'm still not quite done. So I still have, but once I had my computer set up here, I'm like, okay, then maybe it's time to fire up the old OBS. I had to get a new secondary screen because the secondary screen I had was on a mount that is not gonna work for me at this location. It's too what do you call it? There's not a way for me to hook up the thing. Excuse me. And I also bought a new microphone. So this is kind of a test to see if this new microphone does good. It's not the Yeti Snowball that I've been using, but it is not like a fancy mic. It's just the run-of-the-mill, you know? But it's smaller, and it's like, it's got a built-in stand on it, so I can like angle it. I don't know if that actually helps, but I'm hoping that I don't have to like eat the mic like this all the time. I can just sit here, but we'll see how it goes. I did not, again, so I haven't been playing, so I'm still at level 55. I say we just kind of go for it. I don't know what else there is for me to do other than stock up on high potions and stuff, but so why is it doing that? What was I saying? Oh yeah, there were a lot of wrinkles to get set up when we were in the middle of our move, so I had to make sure everything was properly set up. But yeah, I think I see we just go for it. I don't know what else is left for me to do. I'm sure there is some stuff. The super bosses, obviously, but that can just wait, if I'm honest. I want to buy. I think we're good, actually. That's all the money I have in the world, though. Oh no. We're gonna reset my inventory real quick. Potion. No. We're gonna take out 3 ethers. Maybe a high potion. How much HP does Sora even have right now? Oh, that's a full heal. No, it's not necessary. Potion, ether. That's good with me, I think. Or I would have more ethers. The new monitor that I got is very tiny compared to my old one. Not like in terms of size, I feel like it's pretty comparable, at least in my opinion, because the other monitor I had was 24 inches, and this one's 15, but the other one was like really far away from me anyway, so it's not like I was gonna get any extra like view on it or whatever. By 7. How much is 7? 14. Let's just buy 2. I doubt I'm gonna be using that much anyway. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hit a few more checkpoints on the way to the final world anyway. I don't know if this is gonna be the last stream, but just in case, I want to make sure I'm stocked up. I don't know how many postcards I have. Let's find out. 2, 3. I think that might be it. I have 7, 6. I don't know where the other postcards are. They're here somewhere. In Cage 2, they do like a thing that tells you like where each specific treasure chest is, but I don't think Kingdom Hearts 1 has that. I mean, I think I might get it from the Dalmatians, if I'm honest. That was the other thing. I wanted to get all the Dalmatians. Well, you know what? I don't stream for very long anyway. So, is that right? Has it been 8 minutes? Sorry. I'm so sorry. There's no way it's been 8 minutes already. I haven't done anything. Alright. Okay, because again, I was talking about my monitor. Sorry, I'm so frazzled every time I speak. It's because my OBS usually shows me how many hours, minutes, seconds, but because the display is small, it doesn't display the seconds, so I actually don't know exactly how long I've been streaming for. It tells me how many minutes and hours, but I need to... I don't know if there's a way for me to expand that to the side. I don't know why I couldn't. There's enough room. What was the other thing I was gonna say? Onwards to this, I think. Right? If I get to this place and they're like, oh, careful, it's the final world. That's another thing. I feel like there's more here that I haven't explored. But we're good. We'll just come right back to that, baby. Who knows? Onwards to the end of the game. There's definitely another checkpoint before the end of the game, for sure. Um, we saw the new Spider-Man movie. My girlfriend and I, we saw a Brand New Day. Great movie. I like it a whole lot. I think that in terms of a Spider-Man movie, I said this because I have a letterbox because I love talking about my opinions, but I said the same thing in that review that I made. It's that this movie is like the kind of movie that I wanted from Spider-Man since the beginning of Tom Holland's run, but it's not the kind of story you could have told if not for the existing home trilogy. You know, like somebody, like I just saw a post that kind of pointed out the fact that like Toby's run was from 2002 to 2006, so maybe like 7 years or 6 years, because I know that Spider-Man 1 originally was going to come out in 2001. It did get delayed because of the 2011 attacks. 2011 9/11 attacks. So I don't actually know how far it got delayed, if it just got delayed till later that year, but I'm pretty sure it came out like the year after instead. But Andrew Garfield's run was, oh god, I am a little more foggy on Andrew's run. I think he was only around for maybe like around the same time, maybe even less, because he only had 2 movies, right? Because when did Civil War came out? Civil War came out in like 2016, I think. So between 2008 and 2016, that's only about 8 years. Tom's been Spider-Man this whole time since Civil War, and it's like 10 years. And like this is the kind of story that you could really only tell with Tom Holland Spider-Man. By the way, we're at the end of the world now. The gate to the dark. Say what you want about Kingdom Hearts, but when that final act hits and it takes you to, we're going to a fucking Kingdom Hearts world, it hits so hard.
Gorge, is that all that's left of the worlds taken by the Heartless?
Those worlds will be restored if we beat Ansem, right?
You betcha!
But if we do beat him, and all these worlds become restored and disconnected, what's gonna happen to this place? And to us?
Well,
This is a Heartless world, so maybe it'll just disappear.
huh?
But no worries. Even if this place goes poof, our hearts ain't going nowhere. I'm sure we'll find our pals again. Yep, I just know that we will. Yep.
Yeah, you're right. I'll return this. I promise.
So these are, oh, I get it. I never got that. This is like the final slivers of each world that got taken. Why is my magic gone? Like that much magic got taken away by it? Yeah, it did. Okay. the subtle the subtle arrow-shaped piece of land telling you where to go. I was just thinking about how, like, you can't do this type of level design anymore. People are too dumb. You would need, like, a big blinking arrow telling you, "Whoa, go that way." You can't just have this. People don't know how to intuit things anymore, I don't think. It's really weird. It's just something that I've noticed, especially with like the discourse with the Spider-Man movie. We're like, this was never explained in the movie. I'm like, guys, let's use our heads for like half a second. I do want to talk some spoilers about the movie, but before I do, I wanted to kind of just give some generalized opinions on it. I think it was great. I think the fact that Tom is wearing a physical suit in the movie is really cool also.
Heal.
Like something that I always found off-putting about the home trilogy of movies was the fact that whenever Tom was in the Spider-Man suit, he was always like CGI. And I think that it becomes more clear because I'm just rewatching. I started rewatching Homecoming this morning, and it's like it's so clear that he's just wearing like a and it's weird because in the behind the scenes footage he's wearing a suit. He's wearing a suit. It's just that they overlay it with like a CGI thing. Like the suit that they made for Homecoming in the behind the scenes footage looks great. It's just that they put a CGI suit on top of him and it's so bizarre. Like for Iron Man you had to do it because it's like a big like mechanical suit of armor that like flips around and shoots lasers. But Spider-Man's literally wearing like underwear. You know what I mean? Like he's wearing like a spandex suit. You don't need to overcomplicate that. I feel like he could have benefited from just having the regular suit, you know? Oh, great.
Come on. Come on. Here.
Oh, great.
Heal. Come on. Donald. Come on. This should help.
You think I would have learned my lesson, right?
Come on. Heal.
What were my thoughts? Oh, suit looks great. classic Spidey suit looks amazing. I think that Tom Holland did a great job, kind of depicting a very sad, very lonely Peter Parker in this movie. You know, they went a lot harder than I thought they would. I do feel like that they glossed over quite a bit of it, just for the sake of time. And I wouldn't have minded if it went on for a little longer. Like I was fully expecting it to be delving more into like how was Peter kind of like sustained himself this whole time, and the story just kind of glosses over that. It does have a lot of stuff that it needs to clear, and so I understand why they had to cut for time. I do know that they talked about having to like delete a lot of like footage. I'm hoping that when they do release the home version of the movie, they a cottage. Did I miss one? No, I didn't. I did. No, I didn't. Huh, these Heartless are weaker. Ooh, that's good. Gotta get rid of you before you become a problem. At least severely weaken you. Thank you.
See ya. Donald. Heal.
Alright. I never looked at that structure behind us. One day. Can I? If I go back there, are they gonna reproc? Let's see, why not? We're here at the end of the world. Might as well. Gives me more time to talk about Brand New Day. I think the plot itself was, again, it's like the street level plot that you could tell with Tom's version of Spider-Man. You know, like this deep into the MCU, it's kind of hard to justify like such a small story unless it's Spider-Man. And in which case, you still need to have some sort of like depth to it. But it's not immune from the issue of, oh, it disappears. Is that why you never notice it? Because it just, is that just like a technological thing? Like, there's like those little lines going through it. It looked almost like, you see that? You can still kind of see it. What's going on there? Is that just like a hardware thing? It might just be a hardware thing. I sure hope it doesn't re-trigger all of the enemies. It might just be like a rendering thing. Okay, good, it doesn't. This is so bizarre. The next time you see this place, it doesn't look like this at all. It's great. I kind of wish it did, though. What was I talking about? Oh, just because it's Spider-Man, though, it's still kind of not immune to the whole, hey, the threat needs to be bigger, and as a result of it, tension kind of goes away. Like, I don't know if everybody else feels the same way, but the moment that a villain threatens like the world, all tension goes away, because it's like Thanos, for instance. Like I think Thanos getting away with it in Endgame was a big deal, because oh my god, how could they lose the Avengers, right? But like in a self-contained story, you know, you have it so that the heroes are gonna win. Ooh.
Heal.
I wonder where that Ansem feller went. Dive into the most dangerous place and we'll find him. What else? I think, Tom's run as Spider-Man was kind of plagued with the idea of whenever you have a Spider-Man film, it's gonna be like Spider-Man and blank features in whatever, right? And so that was kind of the issue with the Spider-Man movies. Like Spider-Man 1 was Spider-Man and Tony Stark. Spider-Man and Iron Man team up to fight the Vulture, essentially. Maybe less so, but it was very much an extension of Civil War, you know? Far From Home kind of tried to move away from that by having it so that, oh yeah, it's just Spider-Man and his villain, Mysterio, it's cool. But then also part of the plot is Spider-Man coming to grips with the fact that Iron Man is dead, and also like, oh, you are now baby Iron Man. You are now in charge of all of this. And it's like, oh, I kind of didn't want him to be that. Can I go up here? Yes. What's this? Dalmatians. Okay. Could you imagine? How do I get out? Oh. Ooh. New thing for Donald. Is it good? You know what, I'll take it, because at least it doesn't take out an existing MP slot for him. He still has plenty of MP. Oh my god. What else was I gonna say? Just to kind of follow along with that. Ironically enough, with this new Spider-Man movie, I feel like he had a lot more of that like cameo thing going on, you know? Oh, just to finish the point. So Homecoming was like Spider-Man featuring Iron Man and Tony Stark, right? To a lesser extent, I feel like out of all of them, that one had like a pretty even blend of like mostly Spider-Man stuff. You know, he fought a Spider-Man villain. You know, like Iron Man was there, just kind of as a consequence of his involvement in recruiting Spider-Man in Civil War. Um, Far From Home was very much him and uh, him being Iron Man 2, essentially. Iron Man Jr., Iron Boy. And then No Way Home was literally him and Doctor Strange, right? And also sharing the space with Toby and Andrew Garfield. So it never felt like Tom Holland was ever alone in his outings. There was always somebody else there to kind of like feature alongside him, or at least like kind of overshadow his whole existence a little bit, you know. And it worked for Homecoming because you're not supposed to feel overwhelmed by Spider-Man. He's supposed to be like kind of small, because that's the point of the character at that point. But with this one, with Brand New Day, you still do get those cameos, but it's different because they didn't feel as like overbearing. Like um they're there but not like overbearing, you know? Also like thematically appropriate because the whole theme with like Brand New Day was um separating the man from the mask, essentially. And I feel like it's a story that could be told with like Batman, but like it would have to be a very different tone. I'm talking about just like the plot of Spider-Man coming to grips with just the plot of Spider-Man coming to grips with his identity, not in terms of like mood or whatever, because there's no way. If the Batman movie comes out and it's like this, it would be bad. But it was kind of a sad movie in all aspects. But I feel like again, it's only sad because we already know Tom's version of the character, and I don't think you could have gotten that from. I really don't think you could have gotten that from like Toby or Andrew's iteration of the character. Overall, though, I enjoyed my time watching the movie. I think, again, it's and I've said this like multiple times, but I keep getting distracted before I finish making the point. But it really is the kind of story you can only tell with like with Tom's Spider-Man, because of our history with him. You know, like you've seen like Tom's version of Spider-Man is probably like the most familiar, because like he was able to kind of have some character development outside of his trilogy of films, right? He was able to exist in Endgame and Infinity War and also Civil War. You know, like he was able to be in like more movies, like even though he's like in a cameo role. Endgame, you know, even though he was only there for like essentially like one major scene, he was still there, present, you know, and I think that's more than what Andrew and Toby could say. But Toby and Andrew at least had the benefit of not having to contend with an entire cinematic universe to fight with for attention, especially as the MCU continues to grow. It just becomes harder and harder to fight for a spot. Be like, hey, pay attention to me. Like you're like, people are gonna get missed, you know. So, for Spider-Man to remain relevancy within the MCU, it's pretty cool. And that sounds insane coming from the fact that it's Spider-Man, but at the same time, think about the fact that like the MCU was built off of like generally unpopular characters at the time, like Iron Man and Thor, you know, and then later on with the Guardians. Like, it's interesting who they were able to platform and kind of make icons out of. Like Guardians of the Galaxy did so well that like now they're kind of like a household name, you know. It really is an interesting case. Like, I knew about Iron Man, I knew about Thor and Captain America and them, but never to the extent that I do now, and I still kind of don't. But at least I'm somewhat familiar enough with the character, or an interpretation of the character, that I could honestly tell you like a handful of things about the character, even in the comics, you know. But with Spider-Man being so prevalent in our society, in pop culture, I should say, like the Spider-Man's kind of dominated, and so for him to maintain like a supporting role in that bigger narrative, but also have the starring power to have this kind of story and have it matter, is pretty cool. They've only done this kind of story like one other time with Gamora and Star-Lord, and they kind of had a very similar scene in this, you know. Spoilers, we're getting the spoilers now. Where MJ basically confronts Peter about the letter that he wrote, and he's like, listen, I'm not who she was, like, I'm sorry, but because you did that, you know, I don't know, I don't have any feelings for you, and he just has to be okay with that. And I like that they took like a different, you know, like they could have easily just had, it's really funny because Ezra Bridger's actor plays MJ's boyfriend in the film, but he's only really there for like one scene, and they could have honestly like played up to that and made that part of the movie. I'm sure that was part of the deleted scenes, but they chose not to, which is kind of interesting. But again, it's kind of a symptom of the whole movie feeling like a lot of things were cut for time. But even still, I think that what they were able to keep in there was cohesive enough that it's fine. Oh no. Of course. Is this area really so big that they're like despawning? That's so bogus. What else? I feel like I have so many thoughts about the movie, but I feel like I also don't at the same time because it's just there really is nothing left to say other than it's a pretty good movie. I won't call it like the top 10 of all MCU movies, but out of all the Spider-Man movies that Tom Holland did, I like it a whole lot. I like it a lot. I feel like it's I feel like I don't want to say he got a bad rap, but I feel like because of like the whole rights issues with like Sony and them, there was really no way Sony was gonna be able to make this movie because they're all stupid. Probably like something in the water over there at Sony Pictures apparently, at Sony headquarters, where they're idiots. But I think that his inclusion in the MCU, being this kind of bit role, kind of was very emblematic, and I'm glad that they leaned into that thematically through story writing. You know what I mean? I'm glad that they were able to tell a story and kind of say like, hey, look, this is the kind of story this is, and it's cool. It's interesting. They thought to cover this up. Just in case I got up here, huh? Well, I did. You know what?
This should help. See ya. Come on.
What else? I think Punisher was great. I'm glad that he was kind of there as like a kind of a comic relief character, you know? Also kind of neat because Punisher's first appearance in Marvel Comics was in a Spider-Man comic. So it only makes sense that his first time showing up in an MCU movie was in a Spider-Man movie, and I think he did a fantastic job, kind of translating that character into, you know, like a PG-13 type of character. You know, they were able to tell a very serious story with this one, and again, I think that's kind of rare in the MCU. I feel like a lot of movies these days are like cape shit, and it's like no substance, and it's just poorly written.
This should help.
I have 5. I don't think I need straight grade. I could use tech boost though. Let's go with that. Cool. I think Mark Ruffalo did fine as a kind of the Avengers representative for this movie, because I feel like it's in the contract for somewhere that like whatever story you're gonna tell with Spider-Man, one of the Avengers has to be in it some way or the other. I feel like that's there because why would it be, you know? I guess thematically it's appropriate, but like he can't just have one movie to himself, you know? But I feel like it fits thematically,
This should help.
you know, with the whole idea of, again, like identity and stuff like that. And so Bruce is trying to fight with him and the Hulk, and Punisher is trying to find a balance between what is good versus what is bad, you know? Ooh. Goofy, stuck on the other side of the room.
Heal.
It's so interesting because look, these are all areas that have existed in the game as like separate areas, but you can see that they're all just like loaded in and all at the same time because they remove all the walls and they make it like one big area for the end of the game.
Heal.
It's very apparent that like separating out the rooms was like an intentional choice because look, all these rooms are all interconnected with each other, so why would you disconnect them if not for a specific reason, right? Cannot go that way, there's a box. Mighty shield. Oh yeah. Small but effective. The most powerful shield. What is that called? A buckler? Am I going up? No. Where's the door? Ah, yes. I believe this is also a save point. Yes. Actually, hang on. Let's make sure we're stocked up. There we go. You know, I don't think I ever unlocked Mushu. I did.
Give me strength.
Let's see. I actually don't know. I hardly use the summons in the game. I probably should have.
Gotcha. See ya. Gotcha. Gotcha. See ya. Gotcha. Gotcha. See ya.
Probably not the best idea to use Mushu. I wish I should have looked up what all the summons did.
Give me strength.
I don't know, this might be the way to go. And there's one last character really to talk about. Well, there's a few more, but Sadie Sink as Jean Grey in the movie, so good.
Curry. Curry. Come on. Get
Okay, let's not use summons in this room. It's too tiny. We're just gonna sit here and deal with it. But we are gonna customize this into Thunder. God damn it. Really? Okay. I thought I had to redo the room. Okay. Wow. Look at this totally nondescript nothing of a room. Don't worry about it. Huh. Sure is interesting. Ones born of the heart and darkness, devoid of hearts, ravage all worlds and bring desolation. Seize all hearts and consummate the great heart. All hearts to be one, one heart to encompass all. Realize the destiny, the realm of kingdom hearts, the great darkness sealed within the great heart. Progeny of darkness, come back to the eternal darkness, for the heart of light shall unseal the path. 7 hearts, 1 keyhole, 1 key to the door of darkness, tied by 2 keys. The door of darkness to seal the light, none shall pass but shadows returning to the darkness. Ones born of the heart and darkness hunger for every heart until the dark door opens. Gosh, I sure hope this room doesn't become, like, relevant to the plot in any meaningful way. Let's read that again. Ones born of the heart in darkness, devoid of hearts, ravage all worlds and bring desolation. The heartless. Assumedly, right? Oops, sorry. Sorry that was loud. Seize all hearts and consummate the great heart. All hearts to be one, one heart to encompass all. Realize the destiny, the realm of kingdom hearts, the great darkness sealed within the great heart. Progeny in darkness, come back to the eternal darkness, for the heart of light shall unseal the path. 7 hearts, 1 keyhole, 1 key to the door. The door of darkness tied by 2 keys. The door of darkness to seal the light. None shall pass but shadows returning to the darkness. Ones born of the heart and darkness hunger for every heart until the dark door opens. Okay. I'm gonna take a... gonna take a screenshot of this room. So for those that don't know, this room doesn't mean anything until much later. It's kind of neat, but at the same time it's like, huh? It looks like you can go back to it anytime you want though, because like I left and came back. Oh, I didn't think that was gonna happen. Here he is. It's Chernabog. Chernabog was supposed to be the final villain, the final boss of the game. And so his role got severely diminished, and he got relegated to this singular boss fight in the game, which, from my understanding, sucks. If I remember correctly. Unless I stand back here, maybe. I remember cheesing this boss, and I think this is exactly what I did. Someone said a fun fact. There is no record of you ever fighting this boss because Jiminy never writes it down. Like out of any boss in the game, he doesn't write Chernobog down for whatever reason, and I feel like that's more emblematic of the fact that he was supposed to be the final boss, so they probably just like never wrote it in.
This should help.
I do like that they play like that music in the background when you're fighting him.
This should help.
Nice. Counterattack? What is that? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just put that on. I have enough app ups. There was also a cut boss fight with Riku in this area, but also, I love that like this entire sequence kind of becomes like foreshadowing, not foreshadowing, but like they kind of use this to make Kingdom Hearts games in the future. Like this whole entire ending sequence became like a gold mine for future Kingdom Hearts games. This with the thorns is very clearly supposed to be Aurora's world with Sleeping Beauty, and these like trees with like what's kind of like a oval shape with like you can see the branches inside and the thorns used were used to become like a kind of the design for the world when it shows up later in Birth by Sleep. I believe this is supposed to be... Is it Snow White, I think? It might be. With like the trees, I don't know. It's been a while. This one I'm a little less clear on. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? So thunder doesn't hurt it?
This should help. Donald! Come on! Come on!
Hmm.
Thunder!
keep forgetting. It doesn't work.
Heal. Heal. This should help. Heal. 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 Thunder. Heal. Heal.
Oh, thank God.
This should help. Heal.
I thought I could do it. It's fine. Joking me.
This should help.
Oh.
Heal. This should help. Come on.
Oh, oh god, that's what that does. Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Okay. A Mega Elixir. So yeah, there was supposed to be a boss fight with Riku in this area that got cut. People have been able to restore it, or at least, like, make it so that, you can fight Riku in the area, but I don't think the fight was ever programmed in. Huh? What's wrong? Don't you hear something? Sounds like choirs. There. Careful. This is the last haven you'll find here. Beyond, there is no light to protect you. But don't be afraid. Your heart is the mightiest weapon of all. What time is it? 12. I might actually have to stop here. I didn't even get to talk about the other thing. Remember, you are the one who will open the door to the light. I don't hear anything. Strange, that voice was so familiar. Maybe it's just my imagination. Maybe you'd better take a rest. You're right, Donald. Maybe we should take a rest. We're gonna cut right here. Next time it'll just be essentially this, and I assume it's gonna take me a while. So, yeah, but because, it's time for me to feed the cat. We found a cat. So right after we got done with the movie, we came home and we heard a cat out in the yard, and the neighbors helped us rescue it, And it's just this abandoned little kitten. And according to the vet, they were maybe like 2 weeks old, maybe 3. But he's supposed to be getting fed at least within every 6 hours at this point. Like he's old enough that he can go that long without food. But here, let me see if I can bring him up to the mic. You want to say hi? Oh, now you're quiet? He's so loud earlier. He wakes up every time I pick him up, he starts screaming at me. Because you know you're on mic, aren't you? Yeah. There you go. He's so tired. He's so sleepy. But it's time for you to eat. Time for me to go anyway. So, we'll be back with more Kingdom Hearts hopefully next week. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Maybe even in the middle of the week. We'll see. Because we're just about done. But I'm hoping that like I do enough like leveling in between. Let's see. What level am I at now? 57. I want to get to 60. At least. You think I can get to 60? He said no. He says no. Okay, fine. He's so mad. Alright, we're gonna cut right here. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll check you guys out on the next one. That last part didn't get uploaded until like yesterday. But it's up there now, so if you want to watch it, go check it out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, take care. Bye!